Hi guys, this is Minu. Welcome back to my channel Storytale. Today we're going to be talking about November 9 by Colleen Hoover. This is the second time that I'm reading a Colleen Hoover book. I really loved her last book that I read, which was Remember Me. I was really in love with that book. I really loved all the morality dilemma that it dealt with. It was a really fascinating read and I was really in love with the characters. And when I picked up November 9, I was expecting the same and I got the same. This is gonna be a spoiler-filled review because this book came out a very long time ago and I'm pretty sure most of the people have already read it because it is such a popular book and many people have been reading Colleen Hoover for a very long time anyway. This is me who is first time starting her, at least in this year. Before that I never read even single of her book, and this year I'm really exploring her books and I'm really in love with it. The next book that I'm going to pick up of Colleen Hoover is Ugly Love because it starts with you, which is one of the letters that I've been trying to read this year, and I'm really looking forward to that book because the last two books that I've picked of Colleen Hoover, I was in love with them. Now let's talk a little bit about the story. This is basically a love story between Fallon and Ben. The title of the book is November 9 and it holds a really big significance for both of these characters. Let's start with Fallon. Fallon was this teen superstar who was daughter to a TV series star. She always wanted to be an actress and she was an actress. She worked in many series and soaps and everything. She was actually at the peak of her career when she was 16 or 17 years old. But due to a fire accident that happened at her father's plate, she kind of got burned, at least most of her part. She has a really big scar all over her body because of that. And because of that also she feels very insecure about her look and everything, so she has not been able to find any work because she is not confident about herself. She is very insecure by the way she looks, and let's be honest, that is how Hollywood or any Bollywood or any kind of cinema industries work. Look matters the most. Anyway, it also does not help that her father is also very insensitive when it comes to talking about her look or her career. Fallon wants to move to America to follow her career in Broadway, but her father, being a narcissist ass, he tells her that she cannot actually make it in Broadway because of course she needs to look a certain way to actually make it. He also comments about her not being able to find a boyfriend or being single for 2 years, even though it is very insensitive of him because of course 2 years back she got burned and that is why she has been not been able to be in a relationship because of course she is insecure and they are also scars, so people actually judge and look and everything, so of course it not has been very much easy for her. He makes this insensitive remark and that is when our other main character Ben enters. He was eavesdropping to the whole conversation. He felt really bad for Fallon because of the way her father was treating her, so he sits next to her at the restaurant that they were all eating, and then he comes to rescue her. He pretends to be her boyfriend and he also defended her in most of the conversation, even though she did not actually need defending. She was kind of capable of holding on her own, but still it was nice of Ben to actually barge in like that and kind of talk back to her father. But anyway, this is when both of these characters meet each other, and this is also the date of 9th November. This was also the same date when Fallon actually got burnt in that house. After they met, they kind of have this insta connection. Fallon kind of does not believe in insta love, but this is an insta love kind of story. Both of them really connect with each other and I really love the whole conversation between Fallon and Ben. Ben is very charming in this book and he's also very humorous. I really loved him in this book. I really loved him as a character. Fallon too is a very great protagonist. I really loved her. I can understand her insecurities. I also understand most of her emotions. I actually really loved Ben and Fallon as a couple. Both of them have this spark that they kind of felt the moment they met each other. But of course, a love story cannot continue, at least in a book, without any problems. So there's this big problem that Fallon actually does not want to get into a relationship. She's only 18, so of course she is very young to go into commitment, and of course she is moving to America to pursue her career. So it is very important for her to pursue her career more than to pursue a relationship, and I'm totally behind that. I think that is one of the smartest thing that she ever did, because of course you have to pursue your career. You cannot just leave your lifelong dream for a boy you just met. Ben is also a writer, but he has not been able to write anything for a very long time now. He kind of does not have the inspiration to write anything. So in order to make both of them focus on their career, both of them come up with an idea. The age limit for Fallon to actually start a committed relationship is 23. That is what her mother told her, to never fall in love or never be committed to someone before they are 23 old, which does make sense. 23 is a reasonable age other than I think 18, and at the time she meets Ben, she is 18. So of course they have 5 years still to continue any relationship or actually talk about any relationship. So both of them come up with a solution that they are gonna meet once a year on 9th November, and they're gonna have this relationship. They're gonna pretend or be like this normal boyfriend and girlfriend, and then they're gonna go back to their career for the rest of the year. So for 5 years they're gonna have to do that, and on the last November or something they're gonna be forever together. They decide to do that, and this is also gonna be helpful for Ben because this is gonna be the story that he write for his book, and the title of the book is gonna be November 9, no points for guessing. And he's gonna write this book about this meeting and everything. So of course by the end of the 5 years he's gonna be successful too, because he'll be able to finish his book, which is very important for Fallon because she really wants him to concentrate on his career too. I really love the kind of relationship where both of the partner encourages each other to pursue their career. I think it talks about a really great dynamic, which I actually love. I also have the same dynamic in my relationship, that is why I also love it. But anyway, the best part about this book is that it only shows the day of November 9. Like, we do not see any other day, which I think was a really cool concept. We only meet these two characters on the date of 9th November. So what happens in between, they talk about it a little bit, but they do not actually explore it or do not show it in the book, which I think was the most interesting part. Throughout the book we see Fallon and Ben meet on the day of 9th November, and we see their relationship actually take a step further, especially when Ben's brother died. That is the point where their relationship actually changes, and that is the point where their relationship actually peaks or takes another level. I really love the fact that Fallon came to Ben when she knew that he needed her. I really love that whole scene. I really love that confrontation. I really loved when Ben opened that door and he saw her. I really loved it. I think it was one of the most beautiful scenes. It was predictable, of course it was, but it was still very nice and very heartwarming. I really loved it, and I really hated that scene where they actually break apart, where of course I understand Fallon. I really understand her, why she did what she did, and it does make sense. But yes, of course it stings a lot, it hurts a lot, and I can also understand Ben, what he was going through. But what happened the next year, I did not like that. I really hated that he got in a relationship with Jordan. I think that was the worst part of this book. That is the one twist that we did not need. It was unnecessary. I did not like that. It did not add much to the story except for just a little bit of conflict, which I think would have been achieved anyway, because Fallon kind of left him like that when they have actually decided that they are gonna continue talking and everything, and she just left like that. That conflict was enough. They did not actually need Jordan for that. So I did not like that part. But anyway, Colleen Hoover book cannot actually be completed unless it has this big twist, or it just makes you question everything, your emotion, your morality, everything. It just makes you question everything that you believe in. You do not know who to pick. You do not know who the villain is. You do not know what is right, what is wrong. You just go with the flow. And that is what Colleen Hoover does. The twist at the end, it was good. It was really good. I really loved it. It was like, it was really jaw-dropping, and I did not expect it. I did think that maybe Ben is gonna die of cancer or, anything. I thought maybe that was the twist. He's just gonna die. But no, the twist is that he's the one who was responsible for the fire that actually ruined Fallon's career. And I think that was one of the biggest revelation that we have in this book, or many of the books that I've actually read. But I think that was the biggest twist, and I really loved it. And I really loved all the conflict that happened after that. I did not know how Fallon would actually get past that, or actually what would happen, and the way it unfolds, it was really beautifully done. There's this one pattern with Colleen Hoover that I've seen, at least in 2 books that I've read. In the last book, Remember Me, and this is going to be a little bit spoiler, so you can skip past 1 minute. I'm just going to talk it a little bit. In the last book, the characters forgive the other character by reading a letter. And in this book, Fallon forgives Ben after she reads the whole book or the manuscript or whatever that was. So this reading through other thing and not actually having the characters talk or just forgive each other with the talk and conversation, I think this is something that I've seen the pattern in. There it was letter, and here it was a book. But anyway, I do not mind that. It was okay for me. It is not a big issue. It was not a deal breaker. But anyway, I really loved the ending. I really loved everything that happened after the reveal. I really loved Ben, and I felt really bad for their love story, and I felt bad for everything actually. This book made me feel so many emotion. I was in really love with the characters. I was really invested in the story and the love story. All the other side characters were okay too, but these two characters who were the main focal point are the best written. Of course, many people are gonna find faults with Ben and the way that he have done certain things, or had done something or mistakes, or that he did everything, but I was okay with it. I did not mind it that much. I do not know why, but I was okay with everything in this book. I was actually in love with everything in this book. I really loved it. I really ate this book up. I was in love with this one. So I'm just gonna say that if you're looking for a really romantic book which is gonna make you cry a little bit in the book too, I'm not an easily crier, so of course I did not cry. But anyway, if you're someone who really cries easily, this is gonna be the book for you, because it's gonna make you cry in many scenes, and it's also gonna warm you up, and it is also gonna question everything that you believe in, like Colleen Hoover actually does with every other book. For me, this was a 5-star read. I really enjoyed it. I loved everything about this book. I'm really looking forward to reading Ugly Love. And what I've heard from people, that Ian, who is Ben's brother, is actually the main character of Ugly Love. So I think that is a very good thing, even though I do not remember much about Ian in this book, but still I'm really looking forward to Ugly Love anyway, and I'm really excited to read that. Do let me know in the comments down below what you think of this book. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Is there anything you like in particular? Is there anything you hate in particular? I would love to hear comments. And of course, do not forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you like this video. I will see you next time. Have a great day.